Fellow drum collectors, Jim Messina here once again, and I'm coming to you today from Fort Myers, Florida. That's right. The last segment you saw a set of North drums being played by Art Weiss. That was a set that I just happened to pick up that day to be restored, but here's a set that doesn't need to be restored at all. A perfect set of beautiful North drums, all set up waiting to be played. Now, I'm sitting here in the collection room, the drum room of my friend Ted Scott. He's got a very interesting collection down here, although he claims not to be a collector, but to tell you the truth, the guy's got a very envious collection of drums and the space to display them in. Not all of us have that privilege to be able to display our collections, but Ted's got an interesting area here that he's got an array of beautiful collectible drums, and we're going to look at some of those today. This set is much different than the North drums I showed you. Mine were black with white interiors that need a lot of work. The chrome needs a lot of work, but on these, chrome is beautiful and just a very perfect example of that era of drumming. You had plexiglass with the ports that come out, very visual, and he's even got the original head here, the original North logo bass drum head. Perfect. What a collector's item, huh? We'll get back to you with more Ted Scott's collection, Fort Myers, Florida. All right, we're still at Ted Scott's. Now here's a bit of collectible Rogers that he's got. This story's going to knock you out, I'm telling you. Blue Onyx, 20, 12, 14, 16, and there's a snare with it, but I want to tell you that this is one of those sickening stories or a fantasy that we all have. Somebody found them in an attic, asked Ted if he'd like to have them, and he got them for free. Unbelievable. That kind of goes along with my 1967 Black Diamond kit, only he didn't pay a thing for these. And now here's the kicker, and this is going to kill you. Beyond having a 14-inch floor tom, which is very rare, Blue Onyx, great color. But you might be interested to know that there was a snare drum with it also. Yeah, matching Blue Onyx. Dynasonic, a wood Dynasonic, folks. I'm not kidding you. Now, doesn't every Rogers collector dream of finding something like this? For free, take it. Ted really scored on this one, and you have some pitting here on the strainer, but being that wood Dynasonics are so collectible and rare, I just think that is kind of moot. Doesn't matter. Beautiful. I'll take some close-up shots for you to see, but I just know that's every drummer's dream, to find something in the garbage that's so valuable like this and collectible. Rogers, the ultimate, the Cadillac of drums in the 60s. Be right back. This just keeps getting better and better, folks. Now, Ted said, hold on a second, I think I have something back here, an old drum that you might be interested in. He pulls out this. I think you guys might recognize this. I'm going to show you some closer shots. Of course, it's a 1920s super sensitive, Ludwig super sensitive. Beautiful. Look at this. It's got strainers on the top, underneath the top head, and on the bottom head. And like a super Ludwig, you can tune each strand to the tension that you want. Here's the bottom lever. And it also has the upper lever, the top one, for the top snares. See that? Underneath the top head. Beautiful, untouched. I'll get some close-up shots for you, but this is just an amazing trip here because he's got some really cool stuff. Here's the case that the super sensitive came in. How cool! Chick Chase. Is that not cool? Chick Chase, drummer extraordinaire. There's a whole other room to this whole setup here, where he has some of his contemporary sets and some project that he's working on. He does a lot with oversized bass drums. It gets a really good punchy sound on. He's got a modified Rogers kit that's going to blow you away. You're not going to believe it. Let's go take a look at that right now. All right, here we are with the crown jewel of the whole collection. Remember me talking about the wacky sets, what I did with some of my sets, taking them apart and putting them with other vintage drums? Well, Ted has really outdone himself here. This is a whole set of vintage Rogers that have been modified into a monster rock kit. And I'm going to go over the whole specs of the whole thing for you. We'll show you close-ups in just a minute. It's really amazing what he's done to this. And he hasn't damaged a thing in doing it. You can also take it back apart if you want to. It's made out of 4 different bass drums. It's a killer sounding set, and it's a killer idea by Ted Scott. Let me show you some of these close-ups.